What's up, people? The Swole Crew. We're back.
Guys?
Back with the video on how to set up your diet. So let's see. Right there.
So first we're going to talk about what your goal is when creating a diet. There's 3 things that you can do. Dang, they're going to be loud the whole time. There's 3 things that you can do. You can cut, you can bulk, or you can maintain. Now, you want to set up your calorie intake depending on what your goal is. So we're going to figure out, for me, for instance, we're going to figure out what calories I need in order to maintain. And by that number, I will subtract calories or increase calories based off of what my goal is. So let's say my maintaining goal is 2,500 calories to eat throughout the day. I'm going to decrease those calories by maybe, let's say, starting, we'll do 300 calories decrease. So we'll do 2,200 calories that day. And we'll decrease as time goes by and as the weight starts to drop. There's 3 parts really to creating a diet, and those are your 3 macros. Those are fats, carbs, and protein. You want to talk about the calories?
So, like you said, based on the diet, you're going to have total calories by the end of the day. And those calories consist of 3 macros: fat, carbs, protein. Fat being the highest calorically dense macro out of the 3. Every gram of fat, 9 calories. Every gram of protein, 4 calories, and every gram of carb, 4 calories.
So how do you know what numbers to set up? How do you know what numbers to give yourself in order to achieve your goal? For most of the time, for protein, if you're training and you're lifting, we'd say at least 1 gram of protein per body weight, at least. Sometimes 1.2 is good too. So right now I'm currently about 188, 190 pounds. I'm eating about 200 to 210, 215 protein a day. And as I'm cutting right now, the protein needs to stay fairly high in order to maintain that muscle mass.
And protein, that macronutrient, is usually high in order to diminish your chances of losing muscle while cutting. Because when you're cutting, you have one of those macronutrients low. Typically it's fat, because fat is the highest calorically dense macro.
And you need those carbs higher, because those carbs is really what gives you the energy throughout the day. It's usually the fastest acting source of energy. Fat is also a source of energy, and so is protein, but those carbs is what is those fast acting ones, like your breads, your potatoes, your rice, stuff like that.
That goes into a whole different topic about the glycemic index and all that, but we'll cover that later. But so like you said, when you're cutting, you're either gonna drop the fat or the carbs. Typically the fat, like I said, because it's the highest,
the most dense
macro in terms of calories. And a fat and a carb, they're both energy sources. Your body's not really gonna burn both equally. Your body's gonna burn one and store the other.
So how do you know what numbers to give yourself for carbs? I'd say usually when starting out, I would stay fairly high. When I was about 230 pounds, I started at 300 grams of carbs a day. Right now I'm at probably 130 to 150 on a usual basis, because my body weight went down, my body fat percentage went down, therefore my calorie intake needs to go down, and the carb source is where I cut from mostly. It's still fairly high for some people, I guess. For most people, beginners especially, your carb intake will definitely have to go down, probably to the 50s, 60s, and I will get there too, actually, once I start getting really lean here. But yeah.
Me personally, I was at a plateau, and I was doing about 150 grams of carbs towards mid-cut. I'm about 24 pounds down from 230. I'm 206 right now, midday. So I probably weigh about 204 in the morning. But sometimes you'll hit a plateau, and you have to switch something up. You'll have to either increase the cardio by 5-10 minutes, or you have to do something drastic to your diet. Not too drastic, but a nice calorie change. And now that doesn't mean drop your calories 400 calories, your total daily calories 400 calories. That means just drop the carbs and then increase the protein. You want to keep the calories at the end of the day the same, but you just got to switch something up really quick. Because you drop your calories too much, you're going to feel like crap. Your gym performance is going to be bad. You're going to put yourself in jeopardy of losing muscle. And you don't want to do that. You just want to switch your diet up to get the body working again.
At a certain point, you can't drop calories too much more, because then you're just going to be a zombie. I mean, you're not going to... That food is super important. Like, people don't really realize it, but food is super important. That's why at that point, like Daniel said, you're going to end up increasing the cardio to maybe 5 days a week, 6 days a week. I mean, it just depends. And your time that you're doing the cardio that will increase as well. So guys, I don't know how much that will help you guys, but I hope that you guys will learn something and set up your own diet.